Next on Worcester News tonight, getting into the Halloween spirit. We get an inside look at one of the most haunted mansions in the country. Plus, fans are fired up as the Boston Red Sox celebrate their World Series championship. The duck boat's rolling for the Red Sox as thousands of fans line the streets of Boston to cheer on the champions. It's the kind of victory celebration we're getting used to having in New England. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. A big win for the Sox Wednesday, marking the team's 4th World Series title in the last 15 years. Today's parade began at Fenway Park, where the players rallied with fans and reflected on their historic season.
I think the more we kept winning and beating people, the more we realized, like, hey, we got a chance, and you know, we did it. We were the last team standing. We won the last game. That's everyone's goal, and you know, we're very happy we accomplished it.
There's so much hard work, so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes that nobody sees. So much sweat, you know, so much stuff that you can't account for. Nobody can ever, you know, document it. And just to be out here with these guys, and it's going to be awesome.
Oh, this is great. This is, you know, you beat New York. Yeah. You beat LA. Yeah. All the Hollywood people. Yeah. We got Hollywood people right here. Beginning of the year.
You gotta love Jerry Remy. And the parade route went from Fenway Park to Government Center. The duck boats carrying team management and players, as well as the 2018 Commissioner Trophy. The Sox players really seemed to enjoy themselves as they interacted with fans along the parade route. But there was a little bit of trouble at today's parade. Plenty of fans were tossing beers to the players, and here you can see a beer thrown on Red Sox manager Alex Cora. One of those beers damaged the World Series trophy. Boston police say a 19-year-old has been arrested for throwing an unopened can of beer at one of the duck boats. Switching gears now, it's been a year since a Worcester woman was killed in a hit and run on a busy East Brookfield street. Police and the woman's daughter say the case is still wide open and they are looking for new information. Our Chandler Walsh spoke with both today and joins us now with more. Chandler?
Olivia, Lisa Germaine and daughter Erica Paradis shared a deep bond. East Brookfield police say they speak to Paradis every day, and she says it's frustrating she still has no answers, but is hopeful the case will be solved. 1 year after Lisa Germaine was killed in a hit-and-run, daughter Erica Paradis swears her mom on her heart. The East Brookfield case is unsolved, and Paradis says she needs answers to heal.
Some days it feels like yesterday that this happened. I wake up in the morning and reality hits all over again. And other days it feels like it's been 10 years since I heard my mom's voice or felt her hug.
Surrounded by her mom's furniture, belongings, and beloved cat, Paradis feels close to her. She says she's gone through every emotion the past year and finds it hard to know there's someone out there responsible who hasn't come forward.
I'm very angry that they've been silent for so long, but I still do feel like they also need to heal.
The 54-year-old was killed last October while crossing Route 9 around 6 p.m. after a night of dancing. East Brookfield Police Chief William Knoyer says the rainy weather made it tough to capture the vehicle responsible.
Surveillance cameras we were attempting to use converted over to infrared, or they were wet and blurred.
Police first identified the wrong vehicle, but Knoyer says they now believe they have the right car and are working to get a clearer picture.
We have some forensic people attempting to see if they can enhance that.
Paradis says her mom was caring, fun-loving, and her best friend. She's pleading for someone to come forward and close the case.
I want to know why they didn't stop and why they've stayed silent and, you know, why they just left my beautiful mom to die in the road.
East Brookfield police say the car they're looking for is a gray Toyota Camry which could have had damage on the passenger side. They and Paradis are asking anyone with information to come forward. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
All right, Chandler, thank you for that. Well, we saw beautiful fall weather across central Massachusetts today, but what about the trick-or-treaters tonight? Let's get the forecast from meteorologist Tim Kelly.
Yeah, it's a lot warmer than last evening, getting dark earlier and earlier. Wait till we turn the clocks back. So the sun went down about 20 to 6. A lot of clouds out there. If we had a moon, you'd be able to see it through the clouds because they're not that thick. So there are some stars up there. Temperatures are generally in the 40s as we do our trick-or-treating and head out in the costumes this evening. It's going to stay dry most of the night. Late tonight, there can be some showers. Temperature's not going to go down too much. Even tomorrow morning, it's still going to be 45 to 50. During the day tomorrow, that's when we see some showers. It tries to warm up, but there's a front stalled very close to Worcester, and we're going to go up and down with the temperature and stay mostly gray in our 10-day forecast in a few minutes.
Throughout the years, the Gardner mansion has welcomed many guests. It was once a home and then turned into a boarding house. Now the S.K. Pierce Victorian Mansion is listed as one of the most haunted houses in the country, but it isn't stopping some from entering, including our Rosalind Flaherty. We got a chance to check it out today. She joins us now with more. Rosalind?
Olivia, I'm not going to lie, I was a little scared today, and when we came back to edit this piece, we heard noises we never heard when we were there. It's said to be one of the most haunted houses in the country.
We actually had somebody here and they heard the rocker. They slept in the red room and they heard the rocker rocking.
Guests of the S.K. Pierce Victorian Mansion in Gardner say unexplained experiences have happened to them.
Apparitions. I've had my hair pulled. I've had my jacket pulled down in the basement, poked. Touched.
The mansion was built in the late 1880s by Sylvester Pierce. His first wife died when they moved in. The house's caretaker, Marion Luoma, says since then 9 others have died in the house.
Upstairs, somebody burned to death in the house.
Luoma watches over the nearly 7,000 square foot mansion and says the 3rd floor is the most haunted.
There's some stuff that's happened up here that just recently to us.
She showed us these pictures, which she says captures the paranormal activity.
12 o'clock in the afternoon. See the child standing right here?
The house has been featured on paranormal shows and has been sold to many people, including one couple who Luoma says had to move out because of what they experienced.
Up and left, handed me the key and said, take care of my house, and never came back.
The current owner is transforming it into a bed and breakfast. Luoma says she's only stayed overnight once and says the spirits won't harm you as long as you respect them.
They're playful. They're very playful. They'll throw the ball. We've seen that happen. Like sitting here and the ball will roll across the room.
Now, Luoma says you can't just walk in and get a tour, but it will open as a bed and breakfast in the near future. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Patients at UMass Memorial Children's Medical Center getting a chance to trick-or-treat today. Dozens of staff members from 22 different departments in the hospital dressed up and handed out treats to kids who walked up and down the halls. Patients were donated costumes for those who weren't able to get their own. The hospital says it's important for kids to get a chance to celebrate the holiday.
Yes, I'll take another one. I mean, it's really hard. Some of these kids are here anywhere from a couple of days to a couple of weeks. And like I said, Halloween, doesn't stop just because kids are in the hospital. So we take that, job very seriously to kind of make it special and to make sure that they have that normalization in their routine.
And for the sickest children who are not able to leave their rooms, staff members brought candy to them as well. Quabbin Regional High School's appeal of the state's accountability rating for the school's MCAS scores is successful. According to the Telegram, the school is now classified as not requiring assistance or intervention in the state's accountability records. Quabbin was one of several schools in central Massachusetts identified by the state as low performing or in need of improvements in specific areas. The school's principal said earlier this month the school's rating was because not enough of the high school special education students took the test. The sale of a long-vacant Lincoln Square Boys Club in Worcester is endorsed by the City Council Economic Development Committee. The building was last used as part of the Worcester Vocational High School. It has been vacant since 2007. City Manager Edward Augustus says Wind Development will remodel the building and lease it to Summit Academy. The school is a therapeutic alternative for students with high-functioning autism and other disabilities. The Worcester-Norfolk State Senate District ranges from Bellingham to Southbridge. Incumbent Ryan Fatman and challenger Thomas Maroli are running for the seat. This is the first time Fatman is being challenged since taking office in 2014. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now with more. Brittany?
Olivia, the Senate district covers 14 towns. Both candidates want to work on fighting the opioid epidemic, but have differing opinions when it comes to health care. The candidates in the Norfolk and Worcester state Senate race are down to their last few days of campaigning. Democrat Tom Morali is challenging incumbent Republican Ryan Fatman. Both candidates are confident where they stand.
I really enjoyed the job, and I'm looking for another 2 years.
I think really that this is going to be a good day on November 6th.
Morali is currently Mendon's assistant town treasurer. He says he has knocked on more than 20,000 doors while campaigning this year and is ready to make a difference.
I don't think that choosing between pricing people out of their homes and choosing to fund your child's education is a choice that people need to make. We need to do something from the state level.
Fatman has held his seat for 2 terms and points to his 100% voting record. He says he has worked hard for the district, but still has more he wants to get done.
I don't think Massachusetts should be a sanctuary state. I think that's something that differentiates me and my opponent. Make sure our residents are safe.
Both candidates want to focus on fighting the opioid epidemic, but they differ on several issues.
The only amendments he added were amendments that would make Mass Health people try to pay more out of pocket to use the ER.
He wants to have a single-payer health care system that costs $35 billion.
With just 6 days left until Election Day, Morali and Fatman say there is still plenty of work to be done.
I'm going to be doing everything I can, whether it's holding signs, knocking on doors, phone calls.
Knocking on people's doors and just continuously doing that nonstop.
Early voting runs through Friday with Election Day on Tuesday. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.